Welcome to Florence, a city filled with history, beauty, and of course, some of Italy's most delicious food.
Enjoy. I've never had these before.
And with just one day here, we're making the most of it, seeing all of the highlights and joining one of Florence's top-rated food tours to get the real Florence experience. We're Max and Jacqueline, and this is how to spend one day exploring Florence.
Salute. Good morning, beautiful people. We have arrived in Florence. We are so excited to be spending a full day exploring Florence. But before we do any exploring, we first need to eat because we are starving. So we're starting today off at a famous panini shop. This panini shop has been here for hundreds of years and apparently is the best panini in Florence. They're absolutely, honestly, I don't know how we're going to eat for the rest of the day after eating these. They're huge.
We have a food tour at 6 p.m. so we have 6 hours to digest this.
The amount of ingredients that they put in these sandwiches, like value for money, even without taste, like you're definitely getting it. We've actually bought paninis since we've been in Italy that were more expensive than this and had way less meats and any other ingredients at all. There's actually 3 different stores here, and we were lined up at the first one just because that was the line. We just joined it, and one of the staff actually came and got a whole bunch of us and said, hey guys, there's actually 3 stalls, it's all the same stuff, so like just go to any one of them and there's no lines at these ones. So you go to the other ones. It was super quick. I mean, maybe we took like 10 minutes or something to get our sandwich. Not long at all. Mine has some kind of ham on it and some kind of cheese on it that I actually don't know what they are. So, enjoy. I've never had these before. Oh my god. It smells super truffly as well. It's so flavoursome. That's the potato cream. You have like legit mashed potato on your sandwich.
Oh my god. Now we've filled our stomach, it's time to explore and see some sculptures. And I know
Italy after all.
And I know just the place.
Okay, so what we've done is we're coming to Palazzo Vecchio because we want to see the statue of David, the famous statue. Now, the thing is...
We're looking down, guys. Sorry, I know it's not the best of look, but it's just to not see the statue.
Okay.
Don't look, where are you looking?
I can see it, I've seen it. Oh man, it's actually, I thought it was small, but it's huge. Okay, so we're actually not looking at the real statue of David. What we're looking at is an exact replica of it that sits at the front of Museo, that sits at the front of the Museo di Palazzo Vecchio. The real one is actually inside this museum. Now there's mixed reviews. From what I've read, a lot of people say, I can't believe I paid 25 euro to go inside a museum to see a statue of David when the one outside looks exactly the same. And other people say, it's not the same, guys. You gotta go inside and see it.
I think the inside has a better atmosphere, but in a sense where it is now is where it originally was placed.
I don't know though, does it have a better atmosphere? I mean, I'm like literally surrounded by Italian sculptures and like beautiful Renaissance buildings. I don't think that you can get a better atmosphere inside than right here.
So the story is that this piece of marble was originally abandoned for 40 years before anyone actually decided to do anything with it because it was just too big. People tried, but it just didn't like the material, the marble that is made of it. They didn't like it. It chipped away too easily. It was too much of a task. So then a 26-year-old then Michelangelo said, I'm up for the task, and he actually built a wooden housing around it, and for 2 years he hid inside working on it so no one saw it, and then he unraveled it, and they loved it so much they were like, we'll put it here and we'll leave it as display for the proudness of Florence.
This is pretty impressive. This is just the opening entrance to the museum of Palazzo di Vecchio, and it's just like pretty insane. There's so much detailed frescoes up here. Wow. I just had that moment where you're like in Europe or you're in Italy, for example, like we are in Florence, and you're just like, wow, like every single building around me is magnificent. I'm surrounded by statues that are like 500 years old, and it's just incredible. Absolutely amazing. Of course, there's lots of tourists here because it is such a gorgeous city. So we're going to go on, we're going to move on, and we're going to explore a bit more. If you do want to go into the museum to see the real statue of David, it is only €12.50 per person to enter, which is pretty affordable in my opinion for a museum, especially here in Italy and Europe. Things can get pretty pricey. Should we go to the Duomo?
Let's go to the Duomo.
To the Duomo.
We made it to our next major attraction. Oh my god!
So Max has this thing whenever we come to like really big sites that we have to like walk around like this until we know we're gonna get like a view of it.
Wow.
Wow. Beautiful. I love the colors.
It's so big.
Wow.
It's just incredible what man can build. Yeah, that's some beautiful colors.
Are stunning. So different to any other church that we've been to. It's using like white, pink and green marble for the whole facade, and it's just wow. And the bell tower is like so over the top grand and amazing. Whoa. First time we came to Italy, Max surprised me. Like I didn't even know we were coming to Italy, and we went to Milan. Now, this might seem very uncultured of me, but I had never even heard of the Milan Duomo. And then Max was like, we're gonna go see something. And we literally like, he made me look down and we walked around the corner and he's like, look up. And I looked up and it was the Milan Duomo. Okay, so the Duomo is actually free to enter, but we just come to join the end of the line and we've walked all the way around the side, and it's still like it wraps all the way around the facade and it's still going. I can't even see the end of it, man. Oops. Because I looked online and it basically just said it's free to enter the Duomo, except if you want to climb the dome or the bell tower, then you have to pay and you skip the line, right? I didn't even think about the whole skip the line thing because this line is insanely long. I just asked the two people who are at the very front of the line how long they waited, and they said 45 to 50 minutes. But I don't know if the line was this long. One of us will line up, the other one will go do something, and then come back and we'll swap. But we ended up deciding to line up, and 100% worth it because we're pretty much at the front of the line and it's only been 50 minutes. Exactly what the people say.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So it has been perfect. Even though the line was so long and it wrapped all the way around the side, it actually moves pretty quick. So definitely worth lining up.
This is it. The biggest masonry dome in the world. Look at the fake inside.
Yeah. What do you mean fake?
Or like the fake balcony with the people.
That's actually called a trompe.
Trompe.
That's what I said. Trompe. I would actually say that it is worth the wait, because if you came all the way to Florence and you didn't see this, it's like, did you even come to Florence? It's a pretty big deal.
Wow. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Well, the next attraction we have, oh my god.
Okay, first things first. The really cool thing about Florence is that everything is so walkable. All of the top sites to see are very close to each other, so it's been really easy just to like walk between them, and we haven't felt rushed at all. Now, since the Duomo, about a 5-minute walk later, you'll make your way to Ponte Vecchio. Now, this is wild because as we were walking down that street, I literally thought that was still the street. I didn't realize we'd hit the river because of the way that this bridge is built. It's like all of these buildings on top of the bridge. Now, one of the reasons why this bridge is such an attraction is because it is the only bridge remaining from World War II. Basically, every single bridge in Florence was bombed and destroyed except for this one. And there's a rumor, I guess, it's not confirmed, that Hitler told them not to bomb this one because he was so struck by the beauty of this bridge that he wanted to keep it.
It used to be tanners and butchers in there originally, but they would just throw their rubbish into the river. It would stink so much. So the Medici, the family that ruled Florence, told them to stop because it was too stinky, and instead put jewelers, which is what you still find today instead. It's a bit more glamorous as well. Now there is a secret corridor as well in the middle or somewhere along there where the Medici didn't have to meet peasants of Florence, and they will basically just walk through it so they can go from the palace to their office without seeing the peasants of Florence.
Not just so they couldn't see the peasants, but also to avoid assassination attempts. Florence is blowing me away. It is so beautiful. Like, I'm just having the best day ever. Best day ever. Okay, so I read online that this gelato shop just behind Max is the best gelato shop in all of Florence, and upon checking the Google reviews, it has 9,745 reviews with 4.7 stars, which is pretty legit. Almost 10,000 reviews for gelato. Can I have a piccolo cono con pistachio delizia caraya? Grazie.
Grazie.
I'm so happy.
Oh,
Stop it.
God.
Okay, so one with the flavor I haven't come across yet. I've never had before. This is white chocolate and pistachio. Oh yeah, that's good.
And I went for salted butterscotch. Wow. So unique, so good.
Ooh. Wow.
So as we're making our way to our next attraction, since Florence is basically a major attraction, there's always another attraction on the way. But as we go along the river, there's another bridge, which is not the one we went on in the first place. This one is called Ponte Santa Trinita, and it's basically what is apparently known as the most beautiful Renaissance bridge in the world. Bold claim, I know. But it was originally built in 1567 by an apprentice or friend of Michelangelo. And the reason why it's so epic in a sense is because by then a 3-arch bridge was a huge feat of engineering. Now unfortunately this is a reconstructed version of it because, as we mentioned, Hitler blew all the bridge apart from the beautiful one, but this one was destroyed. But the people from Florence, which by the way, wondering what do we call them, Florentines maybe? The Florentines actually excavated the rocks back from the bottom of the river, and from photos and memories rebuilt it, which is incredible and is just a true testament to how much Florentines love this city and appreciate it.
Wow. Well, another 5-minute walk later. I swear every single thing that you want to see is only a maximum 10-minute walk between each other. We have arrived at the Basilica di Santa Croce. This one is really famous because it actually has a crypt inside and it holds a lot of famous Italians. It is nicknamed the Temple of Italian Glories because there's so many famous people in there, like Michelangelo and Galileo, but there's a little bit of controversy in regards to Galileo. Anyway, let's go check out the facade because it still looks very beautiful. It's not quite as like wow factor as the Duomo, but it's got that same sort of like pink and green and white marble, and the same sort of effect, but like maybe like just a little bit more like we have more of a simple taste. I love it. It's like a movie scene here, guys. I mean, the whole of Florence is like a movie scene, but I really like the square.
It's a €10 tickets to get in case you wanted to.
And actually this area of town is so nice because if you've noticed in the background of this video, there are a lot of tourists in Florence, which I don't mind. It hasn't been a big deal apart from the line for the Duomo. But this area is like so much quieter. It feels like way more authentic. There's a restaurant over there and someone's playing the accordion. Is it called an accordion? That one that you push in and out.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, and there's so many less people and the sun is shining. It's finally warm. This little area of town is like a really nice little getaway. So if you're looking for a moment to like escape the crowds, relax.
There's definitely one thing that you've seen of Florence on Instagram. It's people overlooking the sunset from that vantage point we're going to now.
Oh, like over there.
Whoa, guys. This is a view and a half.
Amazing. What an amazing view. Well worth the little hike to get up here.
Yeah.
Like seeing the dome of the Duomo from this perspective, it shows you how big it is. Like even though we were inside it and we were right next to it, like you couldn't really fathom how big it was. But now, like it's just so much better.
Absolutely true.
So much bigger, grander.
So very true.
Well, that was a surprisingly relaxing and beautiful part of the day and is an absolute must-do if you come to Florence. It's currently 5 p.m. The sun doesn't set until like 7:30 here at the moment. So from 5 p.m. or probably from 4 p.m. hanging out up here and listening to musicians and the soft lighting and the beautiful view. There's also some vendors that are selling drinks like beers and things like that, but you could probably just grab some from the supermarket too. It's just like, wow, it was really beautiful with the musicians and everything, and then just the gorgeous view. We are going to leave though, because we are on our way to actually do what is one of the best things to do here in Florence as well. This region of Italy is super well known for its food. So we obviously have to do a food tour, and we're choosing to do a sunset food tour with Eating Europe. They actually do food tours all over Europe, and we've never done a food tour with them before. So we're very, very excited.
And there's wine. I'm very excited for that right now.
Oh yeah. It's a sunset wine and food tour.
I think it's this.
I hope so, because we've just joined.
Welcome to Florence. I'm going to be your guide for tonight. I'm going to hold you hostages for 3.5 hours because you have to eat a lot of food and you have to have wine.
Grazie.
I haven't even started.
Salute.
Wine window is a very elegant translation for how we call them in Italian. In Italian, bucchetta del vino means tiny hole for the wine. They look like holes into the walls because people were having the COVID of the Middle Ages, so the plague. They were trying to find a social distancing approved method of selling the wine. And so they would literally dig holes, like create holes into their house walls.
But we're actually going to go down into the cellar of our first stop because there's like a 15th century monastery cellar down here. So why would we not go down there? Look at this. First up, wine, cured meats, cheese. Immediately the best salami I've ever had. Incredible first stop. Such a warm host, such amazing food, and such a unique place to be eating food as well.
We're about to enter this cheese place that has been owned by the same family for 3 generations.
And welcome to the paradise of cheese.
Almost Halloween. Pecorino Toscano, this one. We say that this is the best quality of milk we can get in Tuscany. And this was aged for 2 months, but this is aged for 6, and it has an addition. They added black truffle. Popular that on Christmas time they have a waiting list.
Oh, it smells so good.
Oh, one go.
All right, the king of cheese, the Parmigiano Reggiano. That's the best one.
Before we move to dinner, you have to try something that has tomatoes.
Yeah.
Bruschetta.
It's bruschetta. It's not bruschetta. It's very important, and we just learned this. And this might be the most exciting part of the food tour because I get to go to a wine window. Ciao, e 2 rosé per favore. Grazie. Grazie. Just so unique. Like, it's something that you will not actually get anywhere else. And like, maybe it is a little bit touristy nowadays because there is a lot of tourists doing this, but it's still something that you can probably only do in this like region of Italy and not something that you can do anywhere else in the world. So highly recommend. It was a lot of fun.
Now we have this trattoria for dinner. Second dinner will also be on this street, 10 seconds away. But for now, let's enjoy.
Alright, we have moved on from our appetizers to our main course. We're trying something that's really specific to Florence, actually. This is what they call nudi, which is so fun to say. I guess it kind of sounds like gnocchi, but it's not gnocchi, and they call it a pasta, but it's not actually a pasta. So this is the inside, the filling that you would normally put in a ravioli, but they don't wrap it in the pasta. So that's why they call it nudi. It literally means naked. I thought we were going for more food, but I think we're actually going for a cocktail now.
A Milano Torino with gin. It was in the historical center next to the Tuscany. As Bruno, people will add Prosecco. I was like,
So we've actually been in the Tuscany region for a little while, and a lot of menus serve wild boar, and this is a very Tuscan meat to eat. So of course our food tour is delivering the goods, and we're going to try wild boar for the first time. This is a wild boar stew. It's made with red wine and celery and onion and garlic and olives as well. So, wild boar, first time eating. It's like a new meat unlocked. And we have an alteration of the Chianti Classico, which is actually only 10% Sangiovese, which is the local wine, and 90% Merlot. So it's a bit of a richer wine to go with our richer food. And it's actually starting to get a little bit chilly as the evening comes in. So this is like the perfect meal right now because we're sitting outside. For once in his life, he cannot make a decision, and I can. When it comes to pistachio, classic choice. So we come to a gelateria for our dessert, which is perfect. So this ice cream actually is recommended because this is crema antica, and apparently this is a egg custard flavored ice cream, which is very specific to Florence, and it was actually created by the engineer or the head chef, who was apparently also an engineer, who worked for the Medici family. Don't you know if you remember earlier in the video, Max was mentioning the Medici family was like the creators of Florence. They worked in the politics, they were a very rich family, and they like built a lot of things here. It's actually created this flavor. So, taste test. Delicious. It just tastes like a richer, creamier vanilla. And then I got salted caramel because we get to pick 2 flavors. Max got better flavors than me. This almost never happens.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Grazie, Sarah.
Well, beautiful people, we actually ended up being so late on the food tour. We just like, we'll end the next day. It's a very bad light every time. But as you can maybe tell, we have already made it to our next stop. We just want to say a huge thank you to Eating Europe. They've really did an amazing food tour. Sarah D, thank you very much. We'll put a link and a QR code on the screen here if you want to go and check it out. Highly recommend. And it's not over with Eating Europe, because this next location, if you can spot where we are, is where we are actually about to do our next food tour. So if you enjoyed this Italy playlist, we have the next video in the location we are. We've also done a full road trip in the whole of Tuscany. It might be coming up here on the screen by now. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye guys.